Hey guys, Ray with PhoneArena here doing a video review of the Samsung ATIV S, which is Samsung's first Windows Phone 8 device. Now, the Samsung ATIV S is kind of a strange Windows phone if you look at the whole initial Windows Phone 8 lineup out there. While Nokia and HTC, are trying to make their handsets in all kinds of flashy colors, Samsung has decided to go with this strict, almost business kind of look. You see it's quite grayish handset with a nice metallic brushed aluminum texture on the back, which we quite like. Unfortunately, this is not an aluminum here. It's just plastic, but at least it looks cool, especially with this grill thing here. The back side of the device, which we really like, does not necessarily fit the front perfectly. You see the color of the front panel is slightly different, in a darker shade, but all in all, it's a pretty good design. We rarely see this kind of detail in the manufacturer's Android lineup. Now, the ATIV S is different from the other Windows Phone 8 devices with the size of its screen. It has a 4.8-inch touchscreen display, while the competition currently, I think, maxes out at about 4.5 inches for the Lumia 920. So this is also the Windows Phone 8 device with the biggest screen. It measures 4.8 inches. It's of the Super AMOLED type, which means that it can achieve great contrast levels. It's very enjoyable for multimedia consumption. The colors are decently balanced, although not perfect. They're still on the colder side, which is typical of such kind of AMOLED displays. Also, the brightness is not as high as that of a good LCD display, but still it's pretty decent. Outdoor visibility is nothing to write home about. You still have to have your the brightness of your display set to max, or at least to auto, and then shield your display like that from the sun in order to be able to read something on it. Windows Phone 8 is a different kind of operating system. It's different in that it has a very different user interface and a different way of doing things, but in the end you'll be doing pretty much the same things that you do with any other smartphone platform out there. This is Windows Phone 8 that we have here, and as you can notice, it's very similar to what we had in Windows Phone 7 and 7.5. There are some more or less minor alterations done to the user interface, but still it's the same kind of stuff. So if you have used a Windows Phone device, you will feel right at home when using Windows Phone 8. If not, well, this is the home screen here, and it has these so-called live tiles, which are live because they are animated, obviously, and they show various kind of information regarding the stuff that they are responsible for. For example, this is the live tile of the calendar that we have here, and as you can see, it already displays the live tile displays our next appointment. And as we tap this, we go right to the calendar itself. Although the user interface is not your standard affair, you can see that it has pretty much the same features. It has a day view, an agenda view, to-do view, and of course a full month view. And this is how you change months. Now back to the home screen. Let's take a look at some other live tiles here. The photos, for example, as you can see, it nicely shows one of the images that we have taken with the handset. So it makes for a very dynamic looking, very cute appearance of the operating system, really next generation stuff kind of thing. This is the people lifestyle, for example, and it shows little portraits of your contacts, which is very nice. And of course, when you get messages and such kind of stuff, there will be an indicator here. One of the new things in Windows Phone 8 is that you have a new banner kind of lifestyle size. Previously, you could have this standard size here and this small size, but now in Windows Phone 8, some of the lifestyles have this banner-like size. For example, the photos, and there it is. You can have this very large lifestyle if you want for something which you feel is very important for you, and it's worth making such a large lifestyle. When we swipe to the left, we go to the main menu, and this is where you get a full list of all of your applications. We do not think that this is the most convenient way of exploring your apps, because if you have a large number of apps, it would be a bit of a pain having to scroll through one long list. And we hope that Microsoft will change this with a future update to the platform. Another thing that we don't really like is how multitasking is handled. Multitasking, in order to go to the multitasking screen, you have to press and hold the back key, and there we are in the multitasking screen. As you can see, it's very similar to what HTC is doing with its Android phones and its Sense user interface. It's almost the same, actually, the multitasking view. What we don't like about this here is that we only see one app at a time, and you have to constantly scroll left and right in order to reveal more, because, well, you cannot be sure what is this app over here, or what other apps do you have back here. So it's not really convenient. It would have been more convenient if this view could fit more of these windows here in the same screen, but this is just another thing that we hope Microsoft will change down the road. The portrait virtual keyboard is very good. We enjoy using it, especially when you consider the large screen size. It makes for a comfortable experience. As you can see, it takes advantage of the whole screen real estate here. However, when we turn the screen to the device to landscape mode, you can see that it has kind of a weird layout. We guess this is so because Microsoft has to have these context options here, and they will take this space, and it has decided to leave this space blank here in order to have the QWERTY keyboard centered on the screen, which is okay, but it will take some getting used to feel comfortable typing to this keyboard here, and it's not really pleasing because it doesn't take full advantage of the whole screen, which is really a shame. The Samsung ATIV S, like almost all Windows Phone 8 devices out there, has the Snapdragon S4 Plus dual-core crate processor, which does a marvelous job of providing this enough horsepower to have this very extremely smooth experience. No matter what you're doing with the device, everything feels buttery smooth, and this is coupled with 1 GB of RAM, which is future-proofing the device. And the device also has about 16 gigabytes of internal memory. Of course, the real memory that you will have access to is a bit less than that, but still, this is true for pretty much every device out there. So yeah, the ATIV S comes with 16 gigabytes of internal memory, and it has a micro SD card slot, so you can easily expand that storage if you need. One thing we really like about Windows Phone 8 is Internet Explorer 10, because it does a great job in providing a very smooth and very responsive browsing experience. As you can see, it is very responsive, very easy to control this browser no matter what you're doing, pinch to zooming, and pretty much everything that you do. Of course, it doesn't have flash support, but no Windows Phone 8 device has that. Accessing tabs is very easy. You just pull this up and tap on tabs, and there are your tabs. So let's go to another website here. Another thing we really enjoy using on Windows Phone 8 is the double tap to zoom feature, which is realized almost perfectly by Microsoft. So this is the New York Times, and as I double tap to zoom here, it just snaps perfectly into place exactly where you would expect it and want it to go, no matter on what you try to zoom. Yeah, it's almost perfect, as we said, but in more than 90% of the times it just works perfectly. So this is the way this feature should be implemented in every operating system out there, although this is currently not the case. You can quickly launch the camera interface just by pressing the camera button, and there we are inside the camera interface of the ATIV S. So what do we have here? Pretty simple UI. We have options here to the right side. As we expand this, we get their titles here and the photo and video settings. So let's check out what we have here. We can change the focus range from normal to macro, which is a great straightforward straightforward interface and still very effective. We have an anti-shake function. We can change the white balance, the ISO gain, EV, image effects. You can change the contrast, and finally the photo resolution. So not the most advanced stuff, but still it provides a good deal of options. It includes the basic photography options here, which is kind of the middle stance between, you know, something like the iPhone and something like Android. And right in the middle, it seems, we have Windows Phone 8, which is the stance that you see Microsoft taking in pretty much everything it does nowadays. Video settings, pretty much the same stuff. When it comes to the quality, we were not really blown away by what we saw, especially because the images are very soft. There are almost no fine details. The photos were very soft as a whole, and the brightly lit areas tended to be a bit overexposed, which of course is not a good thing. Colors on the whole were well balanced. You get a realistic looking image, and overall, well, the photos are fine, but not as good as what you get from the top camera phones out there, like the iPhone 5 or even the Galaxy S3. Video quality, on the other hand, is very good. We really like what we recorded at 1080p resolution. Very nice detail, nice colors, and overall smooth frame rate at 29 FPS, although there was still just a little bit of slight stuttering observed here and there. Windows Phone is a great platform for multimedia kind of stuff. For example, you have the Music Plus Videos Hub, which gets you quick access to your music, your videos, and the Microsoft Store here, where you can purchase additional content. You have a history of the stuff that you've played. You can get what's new here when you connect with Xbox. And there is a quick shortcut to the music hub here, which kind of integrates your music with the music store by Microsoft. Here you can discover various kinds of music. This is powered by 7 Digital. These are the musical genre. Here you can create your playlists, and overall it's a very compelling integrated multimedia experience. The phone also, thanks to its new mass storage mode, you can easily load your videos and all of your media to the phone just by connecting it to your PC or Mac. And what this allows you is to just play your content from the phone very easily. No syncing or conversions required. The phone just automatically easily plays various kinds of formats like DivX, H.264 and so on. Sound quality during calls is a mixed bag. We like that the earpiece is pretty loud, but the quality of the voices that come through it are nothing really spectacular. Even worse is the microphone here, which transmits our voice with a pretty poor quality, so your callers won't be really enjoying the conversations. However, this of course doesn't mean that you will not be able to carry out normal conversations with the ATIV S. It still gets the job done, but doesn't make too much in order to make the experience somewhat more enjoyable. At least it has a noise cancellation mic up here, which does its job well. There is a lot to love in the Samsung ATIV S. Obviously, it's not the perfect smartphone, but it has this large and good-looking Super AMOLED display. It has a pretty decent appearance. What else? It performs very nicely with the Windows Phone 8 operating system, and actually the only areas where we think it does not perform really well are the camera department and the call quality department. But if these two components are not of utmost importance for you, we think that the Samsung ATIV S will be a really nice investment if you're on the lookout for a Windows Phone 8 smartphone. And we are actually confident in the Windows Phone 8 platform because it's really new, it's very fun to use, it has different structure, different way of presenting your information and files and pretty much everything. So, and it already has more than 120,000 applications, which is a lot. It's not nowhere near the competition, but still most of the essentials are covered, and we can only expect Microsoft to continue this trend. So this was our review of the Samsung ATIV S. Hope you liked it, guys. If you like to learn more about this smartphone here, just check us out at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.